Got my afro.
Shalom,
Rolling.
family. Shalom, shalom.
Rolling.
Good morning. It is morning time for us, so don't mind our hairs.
Yeah, because we black look.
And this is what it is.
We don't straighten
So,
our hair.
what are
We
you trying
don't
to
we don't do none
You
of that
coming
stuff.
up? What?
We not about that life. We're not gonna water down our
First of all,
Africanness
first of all, pick.
to appease.
First of all, pick up your mic.
Oh. To appease white
I don't think
supremacist
nobody was
mentalities.
hearing what you were saying.
I was saying that we don't water down our hair to appease white
Yeah.
supremacist ideologies of beauty. That's what I was saying.
Yes, guys. So welcome. Thanks for tuning in. This is just going to be a short, quick video because morning times we be having discussions, and this is a discussion that needs to be had. Like, um, it's very like important to hear because I'm not sure if people um think like this. But I was thinking about it this morning. I woke up and I'm like, praying, saying thank you to the Most High and stuff, and just trying to think about our people and other nations and what's really going on, right? So, um, I was like, oh, well, is this something like amongst our people? Because it made me think about do other nations, do other races. I don't care how you put it, but do they have more faith than I don't want to say Americans, but Americans, the product of
Yeah,
America.
say American.
Yeah, because that's something to think about. Because you see all these other, um, let's say migrants, they travel, they get going no matter what. They go through the trenches, right? Just to get to a place where they don't they hear about just say a new promised land to them, but
Mm-hmm.
they go through a lot through that journey. And what really caused them to do that is really faith. It's like, man, it's gonna be better on the other side.
Right. Now they put their faith in the wrong thing, but they look that faith level because that some of the stories they like go through the forest of like Venezuela. They're like, I know they did
Yeah,
like this documentary. They're like crossing over the rivers with their children
like literally
with just
on
one
feet.
pair of clothes.
Yeah,
They got backpacks trying to reach America. Now our people, we won't even buy a plane ticket just to see what's in Africa,
yeah, and
just
that's
to
that's
see.
that's deep to think. That's really that's man. People gotta really think about that because these other nations, even African people that want to go to America, they will spend their whole life savings just to get there and don't say, oh, I can make money in America, but they still do it. So what is it about our people that doesn't allow them to really have that faith level? And yes, I'm challenging your faith level because that's really what it is. That's
Yeah,
really what it is.
yeah. Especially when we're talking about life of freedom, like America, especially for Americans, there's no life of freedom. At least migrants and immigrants who come over, they know in the back of their mind, if stuff doesn't go well here, I have somewhere else to go that I can travel back to. I have a tribe, I have a community back home.
Mm,
But for Americans, it's just, especially Black Americans, because European Americans also kind of have that same in their ancestry. They know, oh, our grandparents were from Great Britain, oh, ours were from Germany, or ours were from Spain, whatever it is.
hmm
But Black Americans, more specifically, don't have that fallback, which is just reason number 5 million to make connection with the continent, simply to diversify. Because let's say you're like, well, I'm cool with America right now. I know I may want to move in the next few years. Cool. At least do a trip to Ghana, Nigeria, Botswana, South Africa, Kenya, wherever, Zambia, just to see what's on the ground, to see how you can maneuver,
hmm
to because it's going to relieve so much stress off of you if you don't have different choices that you can make and different options. By the way,
Exactly.
there's 13 people here. I think maybe if like 6 or 7 people could hit the like button, that would be cool. We would appreciate it.
Yeah, like make sure you like the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Shalom, shalom. It's morning time here. It's very cold. Well, it's not very cold, but yeah, it's It's cool.
Yeah, Claudia members only. You already know. Well, they teach them that America is the dream, and that's a lie to make money. My husband is Haitian, and he wants to stay in America, and he said that's why I'm coming to the motherland next month for real. Yeah, yeah, they're starting to find out. Some of our African brothers and sisters, Caribbean, who had moved to America or
Hmm.
Canada, they're like, "Oh, we low key been scammed.
Yeah, yeah,
We low key been scammed just to work in your corporate." I think the only way that an immigrant that's not American can actually leverage that system is for them to actually start a business, and then they would have a little freedom. But when you're coming to America just to work, you're coming there literally to be a wage slave. And now you have to depend on that capped income because
yeah.
with entrepreneurship, there's no cap. You don't have any ceilings. But
Exactly.
with your wage slave, you'd be happy to get an extra 3 cent. I don't, you remember those days? Oh, we're gonna give you a 3 cent raise next year.
We used to,
Used
yeah,
to be happy about that.
yeah,
Like, that sounds crazy.
yeah,
3 cents? What is 3 cents gonna buy me?
yeah. It's crazy. Like really growing up in America, being a product of America. I can understand like other people wanting to go to America because this is what they see in the media and stuff.
In the
And
movies.
yeah, and once they get there, they're actually doing what they need to do to, you know, what I should say, like make a living for their family back home, make a living for them that is in America. But people that's a product of America and start to understand like, man, America, they lied to us. They've been beating us down like literally physically, emotionally, mentally, just everything.
Spiritually.
Spiritually, yeah. And you know, that's why I'm trying to challenge people's faith because that's like for me that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. And it's one of those things that you just notice traveling. You're like, huh, it's just interesting seeing how different nations of people interact, how different humans interact. Because in America, although it's somewhat diverse in America, the caliber of people that you see there is typically people who want to be like America versus
Yeah,
coming outside of America and seeing people that don't necessarily want to be like America and they have their own culture, their own customs, their own system, their own way of doing things. It's like, people really people are really different than America. But you know what? It's just the consumerist mentality because you do have those white Americans who, they save, they're doing prepping right now. They're doing wise things that a lot of
yeah.
black Americans won't do because they say their faith makes action obsolete.
Mm, that's deep.
Their faith makes action obsolete, which is a total opposite of what the Bible teaches, where it says you will prove your faith by your works.
Yeah, and you got to do works because like the works is not listening to the news, your local news when um, a fire is starting in your neighborhood and it's burning down trees and acres and stuff, and they say, "Hey, evacuate," or a hurricane is coming, and you have to get out of your neighborhood or your city. That's just upgrade your faith. Like really
Yeah.
invest your faith in yourself, invest your faith into the most high because if you keep investing like a hurricane is coming, we gotta go. But if you do it to a whole nother level, you know, that's literally what the most high wants. He wants you to like work that faith.
Yeah, and then even look at COVID-19, what happened with that. All of that propaganda showed where most Americans' faith was. All Americans' faith was in whatever Fauci, who by the way they saying he's guilty now,
Oh,
or he
all
confessed to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's basically laughing in your face.
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't. I ain't force you to.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Us he didn't, because we had the faith that the Most High would make a way, and we wasn't going to be taking those things. But most Americans' faith, especially Black Americans, because you have more white Americans stand up
She
to those
already, yeah.
policies than you have Black folks.
Gee,
Okay, so most people's faith was in, okay, whatever the CDC, whatever they give out, whatever they tell us to do, we're going to do it because we are the sheep for the American consumerist system.
really,
And that's what it was. So people, they were like, well, I guess we got to put these masks on. We better hurry up and get the prick and we'll be good.
yeah. Yeah.
When your faith should be in the Most High, according to Psalm 68, he says, I made the whole earth and the fullness thereof. And so this ideology that you can only be safe in captivity is sick.
Yeah.
Sick. That's sick. That's twisted. That's
Only be
contrary to the
safe
word.
and your comfortability. Like,
And captivity is comfortable because you've been there so long. Just like, I don't know if you remember this story. I think I was like 12 or 13 when this came out. There is a girl or a woman in Toledo. She had been kidnapped for like a decade. And when they finally came, the FBI like raided the house. They didn't know where she was. She was missing for 10 years. When they came and they raided the house, she would not leave. This stranger raped and kidnapped her for decades, but she would not leave. She would stay there because it was familiar and she was so traumatized. She was stuck. Like,
that's deep.
she wasn't going to leave.
That's deep.
They're coming like, we're going to help you. You don't have to be going through this. She's like a deer in headlights. Like, what do I do?
That's deep.
Man.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you guys say anything else?
Yeah, she said she remembers and she had a baby. Exactly, Claudia. Exactly. Yeah, y'all, Stockholm Syndrome. We just want to come on here and talk about that because there's so many nuances and so many layers to the American captivity, spiritual, physical ramifications, especially for people who say we believe in the Bible, because you will find more faith in people that are not yet ingrained in the word completely than amongst believers.
Yeah. I like how you put that.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what we see.
Yeah.
Like, we see that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why we're doing this video. Because say that again.
You will find more faith in people that are not yet ingrained in the word than you find amongst believers, the American believer, because there's a culture that's associated with believers. African believers, Nigerian believers, Tanzanian believers, they're different than American believers, to be honest. There's a level of fearlessness that African people have and that indigenous people have that you just don't see with the product of a society that is basically fake, a pseudo society. What is American culture? America just began in 1776, so there is no culture. There's no ancient, there's nothing. It's just from 1776, because it's the 4th of July. That was it, right? So from 1776, that was the whole culture of killing, slavery, debauchery, rebellion, craziness. And that's the entire culture. But then our people will say, well, I'm going to defend this culture because I have a BMW.
Right.
Well, I hope that helps you on your way to establish your legacy and to actually obtain the kingdom and obtain the promise of the Most High, because I just don't remember seeing anywhere in the Bible where it's like, make sure you have that BMW.
Yeah.
Make sure you work for Uncle Sam forever in corporate America, the corporate ladder. Now, if you're someone you're like, I don't know what to do, guess what? They hired you in corporate because you have skills, because you are talented. They don't want you to know that you're talented. But I'm going to tell you, you are talented. Look at the past work history you've done. Look at the results you've gotten for the company and start to do those results for your own brand. Exactly. Start doing it step by step. Because y'all know we've been traveling Africa for 4 years now. By the way, you can join members only at the link in the description if you want to know where we are. Because there is abundance out here in Africa. There are options. There are 54 different countries. Don't like one, visit the other. You don't have to stay in one place forever. You can diversify and have property in one area and then diversify in another area and have residence in a different area. We're living that life. That's real life. And it's so simple, but the biggest roadblock, that mountain, is faith, a lack of faith.
Yeah.
Because it's out there.
Throw it in the ocean. Like, literally, move it, because you can. You can move that mountain.
Yep.
You can pick it up and throw it. Like, that's nothing to the Most High.
Just Do members only said, I'm moving this year. Congrats, fam. You're going to enjoy the journey. Enjoy.
Yes, enjoy the journey. Like, really.
Even though they say they're believers, but they don't read the Bible to get a true understanding. Right. And that's what I'm recognizing lately with people. They're not reading it for themselves. Yeah, that's true. Right. They'll cherry pick a few scriptures, pick out the trending thing that they want to talk about, and then that's it. But when it gets to faith, when it gets to Hebrews 11, when it gets to Daniel being in the lion's den, when it gets to studying out Abraham's journey and understanding that Abraham's father, Tahor, was an idol worshiper. And Abraham said to him, you got to take these idols down. I'm going to throw them out. And then the Most High calls him like, ooh, you got a heart after me. You're going to be my friend. I'm going to lead you out, and you're going to come out of your father's household, and you're going to go where I tell you. And I'm not going to give you the full scope before you go. Because the Most High doesn't have to do that. That's why it's faith.
Really?
He doesn't have to give you the full roadmap. Don't think that he has to give you the full roadmap. That's very prideful, and it's very foolish to assume that it's not Yah if you don't have the full roadmap. You're never going to have the full roadmap. That's life. That's being a human. The only one that has the full roadmap is the Most High. And so just take all that pride, that extravagant. Americans have such an extravagant mentality and just this neediness. I need you to give me the full roadmap. What's going to happen to me in 50 years? We don't know. We're not Yah.
Yeah.
You don't know. You're not Yah.
Yeah, that's something that, for me, I had to get over too. Like, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen there. But we start to realize, man, we just got to do it. And that's how we've been moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time. We'll say something and we'll do it.
Yep.
That's what it is. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
Really just do it. Just step out on faith. I know it sounds so simple, but
it's the mentality.
It's really simple, because that's what you really have to do.
It's just the mentality.
Step out on faith.
And read Psalms 139 if your faith level, if you're trying to get there. Recite Psalms over and over. Shut the TV off. Shut the church members out. Shut the family members out. Shut everybody out. That's what Abraham did. That was his walk. His walk was, I need to just follow the Most High. That was his entire walk. Joseph, his walk was similar. Not by choice, but by force. Yeah. But essentially it was the same. Everybody was shut off. He didn't have no access to his family for decades. And that's just what it is. That's the reality.
That's what it is.
Shalom, Yirmiyahu ben Yehuda ben Yisrael, members only. Peace, love, light, and healing to you too. Yeah, that, it's a faith walk. We have to prove our faith by our actions. Mm-hmm. And it's a good idea to just look and see how humans live outside of America to understand how faith works. Because all humanity has been given a level of faith. That's why even people that may or may not know the Most High, they still know, oh, it's wrong to steal. It's wrong to do this. It's wrong to LGBT, all these things. Every human has the innate ability to know wrong from right. That comes from the Most High. And so there's a level of faith in all humans.
Exactly. Just level up. There's always levels to it. Like, it really is. It's always levels. So we just want you to know, G. We just want you to increase your faith, your faith level. Because you can't
No, Gigi, you can't have that.
These other nations have more faith.
You want a piece of bread?
Than you. Like, really. And this is what we're seeing. That's why we're talking about it. You can't like, it's time for our people to really step up to the plate and be who the Most High called you to be.
Yeah.
Because it's going back to the ancient path. It's going back to the ancient ways. Like, for real. So we just got to do it. Just do it. It's very simple. I know it sounds simple, and it is simple. And just make it simple. Don't make it confusing. Don't make it difficult. It's just a choice that you make. It's simple. Make everything simple.
Yeah, that makes life easy too. More affordable. It's easier to worship and have peace if everything is simple. You only get all that stress and sickness and mental issues when your life is not simple. So simplify, have faith, and get a plane ticket. Like, what you waiting for?
If you don't got your
There's nothing to fear.
Make sure you get your passport, please.
There's nothing to fear.
Really. Shalom, family.
You can't have coffee, Gigi. Y'all, our 3-year-old, she acting like she wants coffee. You can't have coffee, love. That's not gonna work.
She had a little multivitamin. She had 5 cookies already this morning, or biscuits.
You want to color?
It's like biscuits.
Let's go color. Should we go color?
Yeah. So yeah, guys.
Okay, we'll go color.
What? Thanks for tuning. You got to say anything else?
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to members only if you'd like to know where we are and know the logistics behind the things that we do in our day-to-day life. And in the next week, we'll probably be releasing the next State of the Diaspora. But we've been so busy this week, so we don't have any new workshops or anything right now. So it'll have to be next week.
Yeah, yeah, Ricky. Yeah, you understand. You understand.
It's
We like
winter
over
here
here. Yeah,
in Southern
and it's
Africa.
crazy because it's not. It's winter here, but our winter is way different. I guess our wardrobe changed.
Yeah.
Like coming to Africa, we really don't have like big old coats and
Right.
hoodies and stuff.
Boots. Got rid of that
Boots,
stuff.
you know, shoot like look, I only got one pair of shoes and flip flops. Like that's what I wear every day is flip flops.
Yeah, because
Now
it's so hot.
it's like man, we gotta
Usually.
buy some nice comfortable socks. Like man, gotta get a coat.
Yeah. Look, I didn't want to go back to wearing coats. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Didn't know. But everything they tell you about Africa isn't true. They make you think, oh, Africa is a desert. Not all of
Right? Just a
Africa, just North Africa.
hot desert with lions roaming around. Gee,
We ain't seen one lion, y'all. Not unless we go to the zoo. Maybe we can see some.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. Share this with somebody that um, you love,
That
that you
needs
care
to think
about,
outside the box.
that exactly needs to think outside the box and increase your faith level because it's time for it. Like we are entering into a new season, um, and yeah, it's like just increase in the Most High, increase in the Most High. Seek peace, seek. I'm sorry, our daughter's funny, but yeah, geez, no, but yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Yes, thanks for tuning in. And if you live an alternative lifestyle, leave a comment down below and inspire the people and let them know how your lifestyle of alternative living is going. Shalom,
Exactly.
shalom.
Shalom, guys.
Be blessed.